Hello everybody, welcome to day one of the intuitive eating challenge. So my name is Brunet. I have 10 days of, the cat is trying to knock over the camera. Okay, so I have 10 days of quick little mini videos for you guys and challenges that you can complete every single day over the next 10 days. So I'm very excited to get started. So first of all, what the heck is intuitive eating? If you haven't heard of intuitive eating, it's the lifestyle that I kind of prescribe to, that I discovered over the last few years. So just a quick background, I struggled with anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating for the past like 15 years or so. And when I found intuitive eating, Martin, oh my God. It was completely life-changing for me, and that's why I continue to want to spread the word, because it truly did change my entire life as well as my body. So intuitive eating is all about tuning into your natural hunger signals and basically going back to how we ate as children before the dieting rules and regulations kind of interrupted our life, and possibly even our parents trying to get you on restrictive diets and so on. So before all those other things came around, we were naturally intuitive eaters, and it's all about getting back to that point. So just trusting your body to know exactly when you're hungry, when you're full, and what you want to eat. So we're basically getting rid of all the rules and any sort of like prescription, meal plan, that sort of thing. I want you to think like, if this is telling me what, when, how much to eat, get it up. Even if you aren't a dieter per se, intuitive eating can be super effective for you. So you'll hear me talk about dieting, especially in this video, because it's about kind of rejecting the dieting mentality. But if you haven't grown up dieting, it's okay. You probably have a lot more rules than you even realize. So I'm gonna help you guys get out of your heads and into something completely different for the new year, and I hope that this excites you and kind of gets you pumped up for what's to come. So basically, first thing is to recognize like if you have any rules, like are you trying to eat specific meals or portion sizes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Are you trying to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Do you feel like you need to have 3 meals and 2 snacks a day? Do you feel like you need to have protein with each meal? Do you feel like certain foods are bad for you? And so on. So I just want you to start challenging your beliefs around food and what you think is the right way to eat or the wrong way to eat. So just start noticing those thoughts as we continue on over the next 10 days. So first thing, I just wanted to give you guys 8 facts on dieting to help you realize how horrible it is for you. So fact number 1. Out of every 200 people that start a diet, only 10 of them will successfully meet their goals, and long term, only 1 of them will keep it off. 99.5% fail rate. And the analogy that I like to think of is like, would you get on an airplane that crashed 199 out of 200 times? No. So why do we keep going on diets or following all these ridiculous nutrition fads, and they continually don't work? And I hope that you recognize this because you're here watching this video, but if you need some proof, I would encourage you to look back at your life over the however many years that you have been on this earth and think about where all the diets have gotten you. And I know for me personally, I would lose weight, then I would gain it back plus a little bit more, and then I'd diet again, and I'd lose weight, then I'd gain it back plus more. And I started out my dieting days in like grade 7 when I started with anorexia at a certain weight, and I only continued to get heavier until I finally decided enough is enough. I'm just going to listen to my body. I couldn't fathom being on another diet again. I finally hit rock bottom, and I hope that you guys have also had the chance to hit rock bottom, because it does make it a lot easier. But if you haven't yet, I'm hoping these studies will kind of convince you to stop with all the rules and calorie counting and macro counting and Atkins and keto, and just like tune into your body, because your body knows exactly what you need, and it's just learning to trust it, and you can have the body and life you desire. I'm just gonna hold on to the cat because he keeps trying to knock the camera off. Fact number 2. The only long-term outcome of dieting that has been, as they researched every long-term study and peer-reviewed article that has been published on dieting, was that it promoted weight gain. So that is the #1 indicator of weight gain, is if you've previously been on a diet, which of course does make sense because typically we'll lose the weight, gain it back, and so on. So the #1 predictor of dieting, the only consistent outcome of dieting is weight gain. So that's just another reason not to diet, right? Fact number 3, dieting leads to food obsession, binge eating, overeating, and distress around food in general. So when you get into a restrictive diet or any sort of diet, it creates a fear around a certain food, such as keto makes you fear carbs, and plant-based vegan makes you fear meat, and paleo makes you fear like sugar or processed foods. And basically all they're doing is creating a fear around different foods and making you think that if you have that food, you're going to be unhealthy or gain weight or have inflammation, and all these things are going to go wrong. And it's all based around scaring you away from certain foods. It leads to binge eating and overeating on those foods because you're creating this like restriction and stigma around them. So with intuitive eating, our goal is to just have all foods be neutral, and from there you can choose to eat what makes you feel good. And the whole point of intuitive eating is to feel good, and I'm going to teach you guys how to feel good over the next 10 days. Number 4, dieting lowers your metabolism. So you may have read the Biggest Loser study that showed that all those participants, sadly, that were on the Biggest Loser started off burning 2,600 calories a day at their higher weight. Through the extreme dieting and over compulsive exercise throughout the Biggest Loser, they lost all this weight, and they slowed their metabolisms right down to, I don't even know, like 1,200. So then they gained all the weight back. So now they're in the same spot as they were when they started. They're at the same weight, and before they went on the Biggest Loser, they were burning 2,600 calories a day. Now they're down to 2,000. So they have to eat 600 calories less to maintain the same weight that they did before. So not only are you back to gaining weight and continuously gaining weight, like just gonna gain more weight, but you can't even eat as much as you were before. So you're literally just like, at least if you're gonna gain the weight back, you wanna be able to eat all the foods that you love. So I encourage you guys to recognize that we wanna keep your metabolisms happy and thriving and feeling good, and the best way to do that is to tune into your hunger and fullness signals. 5, dieting takes up precious brain space. Oh my gosh, when I finally let go of the dieting mentality, let go of all those diets, I had so much more room in my head for focusing on my family and creating a business and just creating a life that I actually loved, and not constantly researching new diets and then looking for before and afters, and then like trying to find inspiration to help me keep going, and like working on my willpower and counting all my calories. And it's just like makes my head hurt to think about all the time I wasted worrying about food and weight loss when I could have just been creating a life that I actually loved from the inside out, and ended up exactly at my goal weight that I wanted to be for years and years. It costs money. The dieting industry is worth billions and billions of dollars. I finished to think of the money that I spent on supplements and vitamins and specific recipes and meal plans and food. It was like every time I started a new diet, I'd throw out everything from the old one and I'd start anew, and I spent all this money on magazines and books, and I don't even really want to think about it, not to mention all the time. But diets are expensive, so let's just eat what we want to eat. It's actually been proven that guilt can lead to weight gain. So in a study by Appetite Journal, people who said that eating cake made them feel guilty were less successful at losing weight than those who said eating cake, they enjoyed the cake that they were eating. So if you're feeling guilty over the foods that you're eating, you're going to be less successful at weight loss, and it's going to lead to weight gain, which is super interesting to me because I really do think it's all about how you're viewing the foods and your mindset around the foods, not what you're actually eating. So we're gonna dive more into that as well. There is no one size fits all diet. That's why there's so many diets out there. Some of them work great for some people, some of them work great for others. And that's the whole point of intuitive eating, is finding the so-called diet or just way of eating that works for you, because you could be thriving off eating tons of fruits and vegetables and these delicious foods and end up exactly where you want to be, or you could be thriving off eating a more ketogenic diet, which you can still do with intuitive eating. Like, you can follow any way of eating you desire, but I just want you to let it come from within and not from somebody else telling you what to eat. So if you love your bulletproof coffee in the morning, go and have that bulletproof coffee, but if you want a banana later on, have the effing banana and you're gonna feel your absolute best. So what I encourage you guys to notice over the next 10 days is the feel good effect. Whenever you're feeling good, that's the goal. So if you eat something that makes you feel shitty, then that's not something that we want to be having in large quantities. If you eat something that makes you feel energized and amazing and happy, that's the whole point. So we're just gonna follow that, and in terms of exercise as well, just following what feels good. And that's gonna lead you to the exact foods that you want to be having every day, guilt-free, and it's going to lead you to the exact weight that you want to be at. And I can honestly tell you guys, like, I've never eaten so much chocolate and ice cream and wine and I'm at my lowest weight that I've ever been at. It's still very surprising to me, but it's all about how I view the food and how it's become really pleasurable and enjoyable, and there's no more stress or stress around food. Charlie, do you mind these animals? I tell you. So the first step to living your best intuitive eating lifestyle is owning the fact that you're not going to go on another diet. So I want you guys to promise me that at least for the next 10 days, you're not even going to look at another diet, you're not going to look at a detox, if anyone starts talking about their diet to you, I just want you to either tune them out and put on the blinders, or tell them that you're doing this intuitive eating challenge and see if they might be interested in as well, because the more women that can find this challenge, the happier this whole world is going to be, and less stressed and excited about food and their bodies. So I encourage every woman in the world to give intuitive eating a try, no matter who you are. Your challenge of the day is to throw out any diet books that are reminding you of any diets, unfollow any social media influences that kind of encourage you to diet, such as before and after accounts, or someone who's following like a very specific diet and posting all about that diet. Any person on social media that makes you compare your body and feel bad about yourself, give them an unfollow. Like, purge out your social media feed. If there's people on Facebook that are constantly talking about it works wraps or any sort of thing in that realm, I want you to block them or just take them out of your radar. So your radar is going to be constantly body positive and intuitive eating positive. And I highly recommend checking out a few of these hashtags, such as intuitive eating, body positivity or BOPO, body love. What else is there? Follow me, because I'm all about the intuitive eating life. And I'll post a list as well in the down below, so you can check out the list of people that I would recommend following. Then the next part of your challenge is, I just want you guys to think about where your ideal intuitive lifestyle will take you. So what do you want at the end of this 10 days? Do you desire weight loss? That's okay if you do. I'm not going to shame anybody for wanting weight loss. I know that is a part of society right now, so I'm not going to completely ignore it, but I just don't want to promote it, if that makes sense. So over the next 10 days, I'm really going to encourage you to love the body that you're in right now and know that it's going to lead you to exactly where you want to be. So you don't need to hate your body into weight loss. You can love it into weight loss. And that's what I did, and it's the happiest, healthiest way forward, in my opinion. So I just want you to kind of get a vision of where you want to be. So my vision when I started this intuitive eating journey was, I wanted to be able to eat whatever I wanted. I wanted to never worry about portions or calories or sugar. I wanted to live at my healthiest, happiest body. I wanted to be able to work out and run and be bendy and flexible, and I wanted to feel confident and amazing. So those are my non-negotiables, and I want you to sit down and visualize you at this ideal life. So what are you eating? And try not to like get caught up in the rules. Like, don't think that you need to be a vegan in order to be at your ideal weight. Like, I swear if you guys could see what I eat every day, you would just be shocked, because it's like, yesterday I laid in bed all day and ate chips and chocolate and ice cream and a whole bag of Tim Tams, and I didn't, like, the life moves on, and today is a different day, and it's just like amazing that your bodies really truly can adapt. So I just want you to think, what does my ideal life look like? Like, think of what your body looks like, think of what workouts you really love doing or what you want to be able to do with your body. Visualize the foods that you're eating and visualize how you feel while you're eating them, and picture like, oh my gosh, I can just eat ice cream if I want to eat ice cream and it does not affect my weight. And I want you to start, just have a vision of what this lifestyle is going to look like for you. So when the times get hard or you feel a bit confused and you're doubting yourself, you can keep that vision in your head and keep that as your end goal, because it's so possible. Trust me, guys, trust me. I will help you find the way to your leanest body and love everything you eat and be able to live the healthiest life that you deserve. So, homework number 1, unfollow any influences that surround you that are talking about weight loss or dieting. Anyone that makes you feel bad, unfollow them. Anyone that's promoting any certain diets, unfollow them. And surround yourself with things that make you feel good and body positive in your body. And you can check out down below for some resources there. And number 2 is create that ideal vision of that life that you want. What do you want to be feeling when you wake up every day? How are you going to be moving your body? Or maybe you don't even want to move your body, and that's fine. I'm not going to judge. Whatever feels good for you. And what is going to feel best for you in terms of your lifestyle, your body, and where you want it to be. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm also going to have a written version of this video down below, so you guys can check that out to review the homework. And I will see you tomorrow for day 2, which is all about, am I hungry? See you then.